Siskiyou County has been home to illegal marijuana cultivation for years. But the Hmong say authorities are using water as an excuse to single them out.
If everybody's growing out here, why only enforce the water law for this community?
Because this is the biggest slice of the pie.
They're farmers. Hmong people, that's all they know how to do.
Because I have to put food on the table and a roof over their head. Like, that's my drive.
They are the most dominant growers in the county.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back, man. It's first smoke of the day. Got a special episode today, featured episode 2. It's your boy Pat God's here. I'm here with my co-host Black Leaf.
What up, man?
Man, we got a good one today. You already came in and made an entrance, and we got gifts on the table. A lot of history has been said, and we just got done eating egg rolls that your wife made. So thank you, thank you for those. Those came in handy for real. I was starving.
Fire.
Those are amazing.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, man.
Thought I could bring a little bit of culture in here, you know?
You did that. We need that too. We love that, man. Like when you can experience real culture from the heart, and that's what you have is special.
What do you have in front of you?
Well, here I have what we call in Hmong. They're called lock. It's called lock. So
wow.
Here's...
That's insane. Look, I mean,
so we wear this, and yo, this is a gift for you. I got,
bro, absolutely gorgeous, so dope, man.
And Black Leaf, this one's for you. So there's history behind this, and why we wear it, you know, today as remembrance. So I'll get into that. There's a reason why it's called a lock. We'll get into that in a bit when we get more digged into history.
These are insane, man.
Yeah, this is gorgeous, man.
We appreciate it. You don't get gifts like this typically in life, so thank you.
No, it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, this is super special. Happy to represent and happy to be able to wear these and have these as a gift, man.
Yeah,
really dope.
You know, we appreciate what you guys do for the industry. You guys are really putting it down, so. Thought I bless you guys with some really cool gifts.
Besides the dopest bong I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's actually how we used to smoke cigarettes, tobacco, and opium. From what I was told,
what you know about that?
That's what we heard.
You know about that? What you know about that opium smoke?
Oh, it's dope, bro. I mean, between that and then now the hollow tips, I mean, straight gun, bro. The smoke gun.
So, shout out to Hollow Tips. They actually sponsored me to be here today. Without them pushing me, kicking me in the butt to make it to the show, I would not even probably be here. So, Mike knew that you guys were throwing a party. So the reunion party on the 21st. And he said, you know what? You guys need straps for your party. You know what I mean? So he gave you as a, smoke gun.
That's the most legit smoke gun I've ever seen.
Big Dog is not playing around.
No.
Like, I can tell he parties on another level.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the parties are different.
If anybody knows about Hollow Tip, they throw the biggest parties in LA.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah. We got to be at the next one.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
With the smoke gun.
I'm bringing the smoke gun. That's going to be how I'm getting in.
Bro, I'm coming with my necklace.
Mike got like 20 of them ready.
Jeez.
That thing is crazy too. That's nice, man.
But your journey, man, is something special and very different. Unlike even your brand, it represents you to the T. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So I built this brand. I got into the cannabis industry. I was thinking of names. And then one of my partner from back then, he was like, simple, man. You're unique. You're one of a kind. 4Thumbs. So that's when I was like, really? I'm kind of like embarrassed to do that. But I thought about it. Dude, that's dope. People's going to remember who the hell I am. You know what I mean? Because, I see a lot of faces, but then I forget who they are. So I think it's pretty touchy.
Yeah, it's true to you, and you can live it now, and you're the representation of it. Which anyone that meets you, like you said, they're gonna remember you. Yeah. That's special though, because that's not common.
Right. But you know what? Let's make it more interesting for you to remember me, right? Thumb wrestle. All right, 2-on-1.
Yeah, and you know what? He's been dying for me to do this.
If you guys aren't on the YouTube, jump on the YouTube so you can see this.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war.
5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your thumb straight.
Can you say them? Yeah!
You didn't know
how to do it.
Oh, Lord. That was a battle royale of the 4Thumbs.
So I'm sorry, man. It's all good.
I should have let you, but you had 2 up on me. It was already unfair.
So actually, I'm gonna be making thumb wrestle trophies with 4Thumbs. So whenever I make one, you got one. You won.
You guys are awesome, bro.
That's fucking amazing. Thank you, bro. I felt like you let me win, man. You're too fucking nice. Now I'm having my doubts. So you let me win.
No, your energy is contagious, bro. It really is. Everybody that's around you, I could tell. You mean it's just contagious. Everybody
appreciate
laughing, giggling, having fun from the minute you walked in the door.
Yeah.
Bro, you got my heart thumping. You got my heart thumping. I feel alive right now. This is crazy, for real. I haven't thumb wrestled since high school. Maybe before, middle school days. But I remember that shit. It's crazy. That's awesome, bro. Let's get into it, though, man, because you were laying some real history down, giving us a little pre-context, and we're real students in this game, not only, but for, with different culture as well. Like, I love learning about things from, real history, real tradition, like how things came about, and you're getting all into it. You really know. I can tell when someone also knows what they're talking about and is passionate about it. And so we're happy to have you lay it down.
Appreciate that. Yeah. So I am Hmong, Hmong. Probably a lot of people get us confused. Like, oh, are you guys Laotian? Are you guys Chinese? Or are you guys Mongolians? We're not. We're Hmongs. So we, from scholars, what they study was we actually came from Russia, Siberia. So every now and then there will be, Hmong kids born blonde, like blonde hair, blue eyes. So, those are traits that, makes us believe that, hey, we probably was from Russia. So from there, we migrated down into China. So Beijing is north of China, and we reside there. And, the Chinese, we all live together, and, they bought our weapons and stuff like that. And what happened was, war broke out between the Hmongs and the Chinese. So we went to war roughly about 9 times, and we won. But the 10th time, they beat us, in the war. So we couldn't stay in Beijing no more. So we all migrated down to the Yellow River, which was central China. And we got to the Yellow River. We settled in, setting up camp, hang out, living there. And then the Chinese, they got stronger. So they came down to fight us again. And again, they beat us again. So we couldn't stay no more in the central area. So we went down to southern China, which was like Hunan. And then during that time, we're really weak. We had no more power. But we stood and fought them right there for 20 years. And the story behind those locks that you guys have on there, it's a remembrance of slavery. So the Chinese, they captured us and they'll lock our necks. And whoever that, escaped, they'll come back to the tribe and, they'll have markings on their neck. And so we wear that today as a symbol of freedom.
Wow. That's awesome.
So
it's
you go to any Hmong New Year, everybody wears them. The women wear them, the men wear them. So I thought it was pretty dope to bring you guys something like, of my culture.
Man, like I said, you don't get gifts like this, and the history behind it is insane. We're happy to represent it.
Yeah.
Be able to be a part of it. You bless us, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Means a lot.
To represent freedom too. I mean, can't be better than that on a cannabis podcast.
Where does it go from there?
Yeah. So then the ones that were captured from the war in China, the Yellow Emperor, he divided so during that time, we were actually called Miao people. Like Miao is like, when a cat, when they go meow. So it's almost like a bad word, like as you use as an N word, So no disrespect to anybody, but, just an example. So the Yellow Emperor, he divided all the Miao from the east, central to the west. And he divided them. And then, the art of war, divide and conquer. And so he captured everybody and controlled. And then the ones who escaped southern China fled into Indochina, which is known as Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia. So, we spread throughout, but everybody landed in Laos. And then in Laos, we reside there with the Lao people. It was a neutral country. It was not a communist country. So when World War II broke out and the United States, came in to fight the war, and when they got there, they're like, man, we're gonna slaughter these goo communists, jumping into the jungle. But came to find out it was the other way around. They weren't used to jungle terrains and stuff like that, so they were getting slaughtered left and right. So, John F. Kennedy, President of the United States, invited the Lao King to come to Washington, D.C. and see if, they will ally with the United States, since it was a neutral country. But the Lao King didn't want no part of it. But he said, I know somebody that can help you guys. And it was my general. He's Hmong. His name is General Vang Pao. So before the Lao King even got back to Laos, like the Americans, they allied with the French as well. And the French was already looking for General Vang Pao. The Americans was already looking for General Vang Pao. And they linked up with them and they're like, hey, look, we need your help. We want to train you guys in CIA and to help us fight against these communists with, promise, like coming to America and whatnot. So that's why. And then the general decided that to help the Americans. So the CIA called us secret guerrilla unit. And they put kids and all kinds, from ages like 9, 10, all the way to older, to put in the CIA, training for combat. And a lot of them were like frontline, soldiers. So you see little kids at like 9 years old holding AK-47s. Yeah, so that happened.
Hmong kids.
Hmong kids, yeah.
Yeah.
So during that time, when we were in Laos and stuff, we were already around cannabis. And cannabis to us was a material to sew clothing, to make, the ropes for bow and arrow to shoot animal hunt. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's what we know, hemp. But now coming to America, I was like, whoa, everybody's smoking it, It's still in the same family. So that's that. And then, so in the World War II, what happened was the Americans, they pulled out. And when they pulled out, the Lao country of Laos, they signed to join communists because now they're in trouble. So they signed in with the communists and then they turned back on the Hmongs. And then the Hmongs had to flee up to the highest mountains, and they only ate like, you know, roots and muddy water, and they were getting hunted down like animals. Yeah, until you know, the churches from America, from the United States, like in Minnesota, like St. Paul, and California, like the Central Valley, they sponsor the monks to come to America because of the genocides going on. So that's why, you know, we're here today.
Wow.
So everything that our ancestors did for us to be here today, I'm really thankful. You know, they sacrificed their life, you know, for us to have a better life, you know, in America. So I'm proud to be Hmong.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deeper than most people's background. You know, the amount of knowledge and you know, and how passionate you live it, right? It's like, you know, why you're giving thanks and why, you know, the blessings are coming. How does it land into cannabis? Where does it start to go now that you're, you know, you're out here? Because I mean, I watch your story. Your story's crazy.
Talk
bro.
about your upbringing.
Yeah. So my upbringing, I come from a broken family. You know, like, I don't want to go too much detail, but I will. Yeah. Grew up really poor. You know, we never had any food in the house. The only time we had gotten to eat anything was showing up to school early for breakfast and then take some snacks during lunch to come home. And sometimes we just get like rice and, you know, mix rice and Mountain Dew together and eat that, you know? So you don't go to sleep hungry. But, and then that's why I started fishing too, because, you know, no food. So, you know, go to the river, go catch some fish. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, you know,
where was this at?
Yeah.
oh, Central Valley. So Merced, California,
Got it.
209. Yeah. So,
What year about?
I was born in United States. I was born in Visalia, California. And we moved out to Merced when I was 2 years old. So stayed there all my life until I got a little older. And yeah.
Not an easy upbringing though.
Yeah, it was not easy. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister, and it was tough, you know. My mom was on welfare. My dad was never around. He, you know, he bounced out. And you know, we had to become men ourselves, you know. Growing up with no father figure, like everyone in the community, they just look down like, oh, these kids are never going to do good in life, you know? So it was really sad upbringing.
You got a good point about that, man. A lot of people go through that too, across all cultures, all people. No father figure. And I never thought about the fact that other people do look down on those kids.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So nowadays I see kids that don't have father figure or parents, you know, like I always show them some love because I know that they were, you know, I was used to be in their shoe, you know?
Yeah, it is. And so you're growing up in Central California, and where does it go from there? You're getting through middle school, high school.
Yeah.
How's it go?
Yeah. So, you know, it was really tough for me in school because, you know, I have 4 thumbs and a lot of kids, they will bully me. You know, they'll bully me like every time I pull up around the corner at school, you know, they're talking about you, you know, everybody just stops silent and just look at you and whisper, you know? So it was, you know, and then I kind of started to rebel off of that, you know, I started starting to be a savage, you know, like, but, yeah, it was tough going to school, especially, you know, being Asian as well too, and having 4 thumbs, you know? Yeah. Always get called names and stuff, you know?
When did you turn it from like a negative to a positive? Because you almost take the joke out of it, like, and it's just like you, bro. You're contagious. You're fun. It's like, yeah, that's dope too. It's just an extra bonus. It's not a negative, right?
Yeah.
When were you be able to turn that around?
When I went to prison, I had good pen pals. You know, they taught me how to be comfortable in my own skin. I used to be shy, you know, and I wouldn't talk about certain things. But yeah, one of my pen pal, she told me, yeah, just be comfortable. Once you're comfortable with yourself, everything is possible. And she gave me a little bit of leash and I took off with it. Yeah.
That's dope. That's super dope.
Well, talk about where it went from there. Like, what was your first time smoking weed? And like, obviously, what'd you go to prison for?
Yeah. So first time I started smoking weed was junior high when I was 13 years old. So at an age of 13 years old, I had a manager. I used to work for H&W Family Drive-In in Merced. I'm pretty sure some of you guys you guys eat there. So my manager, he surrounded himself with a lot of Asian kids that come from like, the ghetto, and he always like put them on and stuff. So I was one of the ones that like, kind of shined, and he took me in, and I was just chilling at the drive-in inside, and I would always see like the waitress, like they car hop. So they'll go out and come back in all frustrated. They got to make fountain drinks. So I'm like, hey, I'm not doing nothing. Hey, let me help you. So I'm always a helping guy, right? So I go make all their sodas. And then I went from there to become a fryer, and then from there to become a cashier. And then it got kind of serious too. So in middle school, I had to go to the school to get a worker's permit because I was a minor as well. So I was already on payroll when I was 13 years old. So yeah.
That's different. Man.
Yeah. So
you started making your own plate.
Yeah.
Because at that point you're doing your thing. You're working.
Yeah.
You're making it happen.
And then that's when I first started smoking. I was influenced by other ethnicity, like my Mexican friends, that they were older, my white friends. And it was funny because I'm in the parking lot, right? I'm like, damn, should I hit this? like I'm still in junior high, And then I smoked it. I smoked down like, holy shit. So I laid out in the parking lot. Hey, you got to go to work. I'm like, dude, I'm too high. Dude. Yeah. So it's funny. Right after that, like I had like an American family, right? And she was a single mother with kids, and her kids are like our age. So every day when we get off work, we buy a zip and we go smoke at their house. And we used to call this chat line, right? During Beavis and Butthead time, and just act like Beavis and Butthead, like, like all that on the, and get stupid high, smoked out in the house. It was crazy. Yeah. So, and then, during that time, it was, we used to call it Bammer weed, and it come in bricks. If you don't, take out the seeds, just like a firecracker, when it just start popping, boop, bop, beep, bop, bop, So, there was different kinds too. We like the ones that I call it the red hair mechs, right? They had a little bit of red hair. We thought that it was more bomb than, just the ones that don't have red hair. It's crazy, right? Hairs don't even have nothing to do with it. But we thought it was cool. Like it was fire.
It's more lime.
Yeah.
Well, it was lime.
People still call it Bammer. I've heard you say that. It's funny.
Yeah, Bammer weed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then in around like 1999, that's when the lime green came out. That skunk, we used to call it bomb. Hey, what's up? You got some bomb? So the first time I hit bomb, it was one rip. I was knocked out for 24 hours. No lie. That was no joke back in the skunky, I don't think we see any of that anymore lately,
Man, right? That come back around, people would trip.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to save that combo for the later part of, what the hell happened to weed? Or do we remember it better than it was?
It's a little bit of both.
Yeah,
it's a little bit of both.
So. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after I ripped that bomb, like, I was like, whoa. So, I slowed down on smoking. I was like, man, it's another animal, So I slowed down for a while. But I still smoke every now and then, when I pheno hunt. I test my weed and stuff like that.
Seems to be part of the culture up
We're
there.
We're about to get you real high, though, when we pass this thing around. By the end of this episode, I'm going to be blasting you with the hollow tips.
Let's do it.
That thing's sick. But I follow your story on your Instagram, and it's like part of the life, You have a very cool Instagram following. Like the story is wild, bro. It's an inside look into stuff people aren't used to.
Right.
You have to like live up in Humboldt. You have to like really be doing it to see what you got going on in your story.
You know, I knew that I have a really crazy life. Like, you know, it's not crazy, but I live a really interesting life every day. So I thought, like, you know, maybe I let people know my daily life, like my daily diary.
Let's keep them on that journey. You're 13, 14, 15, 16. How's it like now?
Like,
you were going over to your homies. You guys were calling the Beavis and Butthead hotline. You got your job going. What are you getting into at this point?
So then, you know, I worked there for 3 years, and then my manager, he got murdered. So that night, during that time, I was getting locked up in juvenile hall as well. And that night, I called him like, "Hey, can you bring me a tuna sandwich for lunch tomorrow?" Because I was doing work detail, right? And he's like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna drive all the way to Beechwood." So then him and 2 other Hmong kids, they went to his house, you know, to go smoke weed and stuff. And I guess when they came home, there was already some robbers, you know, they were already inside the house.
Wow.
So right when the little Hmong kid went in, he got shot and killed, right? He was my homie too. And then the manager ran to the street, you know, called out the neighbors like, "Help." But then nobody came out. So he went in and he got shot too. And then the second Hmong kid, I gave him a little rooster, right? And then he went to the back to go feed the rooster. So when he heard all those gunshots, he got scared. He jumped the back fence and he flew to he jammed to the hood. And then he was crying like, yeah, and believe it or not, yeah, he got shot and
fucking
killed.
tragic.
Yeah, over some weed.
Imagine coming home and someone's in and then they're just like, "Fuck it, you're dead."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even gonna, you know, just dip. They're like, "No, I'm gonna go ahead
And then
and
a
kill
second
you."
person. Jesus, man, that's devastating.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
fucked.
We used to trap out of the restaurant too, you know, like out of the window.
Yeah.
So, you know, we don't know who did it, but, you know, rest in peace to Gan, you know, and the homie.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Man. That's
That's
sad.
young too. How young are you at this point?
During that time, I was probably 15 years old.
That's fucking
15
young,
years
bro.
old.
To be dealing with that shit. You're not even technically driving yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I experienced, like, you know, a crazy lifestyle at a young age to where it humbled me, you know, nowadays.
Does that scare you away from weed at all? As far as like, man, okay, people are after this. It's like, you know, it means more to some people than others, enough to kill, obviously.
I know people get killed over an ounce, you know? Yes, it's my daily, like, I'm really cautious about it. Nobody's safe in this game. You know what I mean? Like, whether you're in the legal field or in the black market, you know, there's no lie about it. You know, there's hungry people out there. So you got to be on your toes. I've been through all of it. I'm always on my toes too, you know?
Don't you try to run up on 4Thumbs and think it's sweet. Don't do it. Don't play with that, man.
Double trigger.
Stop playing with that, man. For real. So where does it go from there, Brand? Damn, rest in peace, bro.
So from there, I quit my job because it wasn't the same no more. It was not organic no more, you know? So I, you know, started going back to school, dropped out. And, you know, growing up, my life was backwards. Like we didn't have a foundation, you know? I didn't know why I was going to school. I went to school to chase little girls around, you know, the playground and stuff, you know what I mean? Go to school, ditch school, go smoke weed and stuff, you know? That's what I thought going to school was. You know, I never had the smarts. So dropped out and then turned 18, started working, you know, And then from there, I was doing, you know, I'm not going to lie, I was doing hard drugs too. Like in my early, you know, 20s.
What do you think led to that?
Bad influence, your surroundings.
Who you're around, right?
Yeah.
I always tell people this.
Yeah.
The most important deciding factor of your life is who you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
And I know I'm in my 30s now, so I know this more now than ever. And I look back and I look at the hard times and I look at the good times and I think about the people I was around. And there's no wonder why there was a difference, you know? But yeah, I just like for, you know, someone to be able to learn from the story too. And it's like, that's a big part of it is that you just jump to it, but it's like, nah, there was a lot of reason to buy it. A lot of tragedy, a lot of trauma. You just had your homies murdered and shit. Like, people don't realize, they're like, oh, how did it get bad? It's like, damn, one thing led to another. And then next thing you know, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
This sucks. Like, the people I'm around now are way worse, and life is not, you know, like it should, like I know it could be.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm kind of glad that I learned it young. You know, I see some people that learning it when they're older and they're fucked, you know, big time. And they don't know how to come out of it because they didn't learn that at a young age. In other words, like, I graduated, you know, from all that.
From the school of hard knocks. Yeah, for real.
Talk about it a little bit, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean,
helps the youth.
Yeah. Like, you know, never get high on your own supply, straight up. You know?
How's your lighter pack odds?
You don't got a fucking lighter,
My
bro?
lighter just went out.
What else
I was
is
literally
new,
trying to, my bad.
This guy.
Yeah, like, you know, I thought of, you know, start selling drugs and start using it, you know?
Yeah.
I went on.
What type of shit?
Crystal meth. Yeah. So that's a hard
no fucking joke.
That one, no joke.
The
like,
people that will probably bring around you, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. So, you know, it was tough. It was really tough. Like, I damn near like was a homeless teenager.
How did it first come around you?
Well, when I was working, you know, my Mexican homies, you know, they trapped, like, you know,
they were selling it.
Yeah, they were selling it.
So they were doing it too, or what?
No, they didn't do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So then, like, all the other kids, like the Hmong kids, they came around and like they were smoking it. So I'm like, fuck it, let me just sell to them. You know what I mean? So I started getting from the Mexicans, selling it to them. And then one day, like, they be knocking on my window at 2 a.m, and I just kicked it with them. And then, you know what I mean? And secondhand smoke, and then one thing led to another. Next thing you know, I was fucked. Yeah. So
how old were you at this point?
I believe like around like 17, you know, around there.
Yep.
17. And
that shit's got to be crazy at 17.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what really made me stop was,
how long did that period of time last? Like,
oh man, it's a really, like, you know, the memory of it, it was
a blur.
Yeah, blur. Like,
any crazy stories to tell us about?
No, it's not too crazy. You know, it's not too crazy.
Were you working a lot at the time?
No, I was not working during that time too. You know, it was just like
downtown,
just like
you were just serving and
serving and using, but it's like, you know, it was bad. It was really bad. You know, stealing cars just to fucking, you know, get a little gram or something, you know, straight up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Straight up. And some people, they could relate to this. Some people graduated just like me too. You know?
That's why I want you to explain and stuff, because, you know, people can relate and it helps. You'll be surprised how many people you opening up would help, you know? So it's important, because sitting right here with you now, I would have never guessed that shit. No, he wouldn't have neither. So that's energy, incredible.
Everything.
That's incredible. You know, it's so that's why we get into, you know, telling that part of the story. It's super important. At 17, you know, where's it go? Because
so 17, right when I turned 18, I went to county jail right away. Yeah, I got caught stealing cars. I went to county jail, and then I went to court. And they released me, and then boom, went stole car again. This time I went to prison. You know what I mean? On a high-speed chase, you know?
So they caught you right away?
Like, not even long, bro.
How long had you been out?
Like 2 months. So I was,
and you were like, fuck it, I'm gonna jack this car. And
yeah, I went and jack a car, and then boom, you know, police chased me, high-speed chase. And, you know,
what kind of car was it?
Probably like a Toyota Camry or something.
I just had to fucking ask.
It wasn't no Benz. It wasn't no Benz.
You should have made it sound cool. It's a fucking Rolls Royce Phantom.
Ferrari
should have seen the old man's face. Or those like, yo.
Yeah. So from there, I went to prison, and I think that was a big break for me. I went to prison. I was surrounded by a lot of the older homies, and you know, they told me, look, you see a lot of us, this is our home. Do you want to be your home? Like, you get to go home. We don't. So you better think twice. And some of them that were getting out too, like they've been there for 5-10 years. They said, dude, if we catch you doing, crystal meth again and you come back, we're going to whoop your ass. It ain't no free ride. So it really kind of put me up against the fence like, ooh, I got to do good. So I got out of prison.
How long did you do?
That one I did 2 years. I did 2 years. And
what happened? You stole another car?
Yeah, I stole a car. Yeah. So then I got out and
you're like what, like 21, 20?
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's like
I'm still young.
Yeah, I tried not to keep track too much of my prison like dates and stuff, But yeah, I got out and when I got out, like 2 years, out here changed. People were wearing faded jeans, no more baggy, no more. Like nobody does drugs anymore. Everybody drinks. So I start surrounding myself with people that drink alcohol and, hang around with women, like chicks, you know what I mean? I'll be with them bouncing town to town, like, hanging out with girls. So I thought that was hella cool. Like,
well, you're 21 now, so you can do it. Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So I never liked the drinking until I got out. So I drink, that's when I started drinking, but I'm not a crazy drinker as well. Not like those psychotic drinker, like not yourself, like get all violent. That's not me. Like I drink, I chill. If I get too fucked up, I just knock out. Yeah.
And so you get out, you're like 21, 22 in there.
Yeah.
And so you're hanging out, and where's it going from there?
So I met my first wife. I was going to church too during that time. So
so when you were away, did you start getting spiritual while you were away?
So I was an atheist, so I didn't know what I was. I know that the Hmong culture, we are shamanism, and there's Hmongs that go to church as well. So I was like, fuck it. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in none of that. Right. So I was like, hey, let's go to church. Let's go pick up some church girls. So that's when I met my first wife. Huh? That's what I thought. And I got my first wife.
So it worked.
So yeah, I got my first wife. And, we were married for 5 years. We have a daughter. She's 15 now. She barely just moved to LA with me now too. So, show her the life out here. So after 5 years, things got kind of rough. I lost my job. I was in refrigeration and I lost my job. And she just wasn't feeling me no more. So she left and then I just had the house to myself. So I was on unemployment. And the day that they stopped my unemployment, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to move some of my homies in. And from there, I started to trap out of my house selling like eighths, dimes, nickels, whatever, because I had no income, And then I was like, dude, I want to buy some plants, right? Because when I was with my ex-wife, I had my first 2 plants were blueberry. I came from Clear Lake, Humboldt County. So I was like, man, I want to buy some of these clones, So my plants that I started doing, buying on Craigslist was Amesian Haze, Super Silver Haze, Granddaddy, Purple Urkel, Blue Dream, So, when I had the plants, I was like, dude, where do I go from here? I need lights. I'm on Craigslist buying like cheap lights, like the HPS, the old school ones, that come with a big old ballast, like the heavy ones, like probably like 20, 30 pound ballast. That.
Magnetic ballast.
Yeah, the magnetic ballast.
Yeah.
And then I started small, start harvesting it. And I started like buying more stuff for my grow, right? In my garage. I started buying like an octopus spinning one, all kind of stuff. So when you look in my grow room, dude, it's like a circus in there, like metal highlight, HPS, all kind of stuff in there. It was just crazy.
Experimenting.
Yeah. So
you just got into it. You just started loving it. You just really enjoyed it, or what?
Right off the bat. But when I was working, I already had coworkers in Stockton. They were already growing. So I used to have to pick up one of my coworkers, right? In the morning, every morning to go to work, right? And he would always smell like weed. I used to hate it. Like, man, why am I always picking up this guy? Smell like weed every day. Like, hey, you should get into this. Once every 3 months it's a income tax. I'm like, nah. Yeah, until I tried it. I was like, oh shit. Now I know what he's talking about.
So you had a good experience getting clones off Craigslist.
Yeah, man, I had some really good clones, but you know, not like what we got today. But that was a stepping stone for sure. I would used to drive out to the Bay, you know, Richmond, San Jose, Berkeley, you know, because that's where all like a lot of good stuff was in the Bay, you know, when Granddaddy was booming, you know. Granddaddy.
That Urkel too.
Yeah, Urkel.
Right now, people be after that. If you oh man, that's coming full circle, bro.
Yeah.
And so you get into growing and you just start diving in deeper and deeper.
Yeah, diving in deeper and deeper. And then people started like to see like, oh shit, this guy's making money. So then they started to like, hey, come turn our garages into a grow. So I'm like, hey, why not? But I built theirs like way better because I made all the mistakes already, right? From a circus, I was like, oh no, you're going to run 12 lights. It's going to be all one kind. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we have found, you know, like we got to go by the book, not like just everything on Craigslist. So back then we were using like Lumitex, you know, and all that. Yeah, I built their grows better than mine.
And you got people around you that are all in the same business that are all like helping or what?
During that time?
Yeah.
I'll tell you straight up, I was influenced by the gangsters. Yeah. All the gangbangers. You know, back then it was all gangbangers. Like they had the perp, you know? Like
because it was highly illegal. So
because I was like, affiliated with them. I'm not a gang member, but I was affiliated with them. And they taught me how to grow, like, you know, but once I got on that YouTube, I used to watch George Cervantes and all them badass motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, what up? It's Blackleaf. I'm here at Grow Generation, and guess what? Drip Hydro's storming the market. All the best growers I know are switching to it, and guess what? There's a reason, because it's preserving terps. I keep hearing that, preserving terps, and that's why we're here with Sunshine, facility advisor, facility manager, overall the man with Drip Hydro. Listen to why it's different, man.
What's going on, guys? Sonny here with Drip Hydro. Thing is, at the end of the day, we just wanted to make a simple, clean, cost-effective nutrient line that nobody has really seen on the market right now. Nobody uses really our chelation formulas. The micronutrients that we have pulled to make this line is really just what makes it overall, bringing that consistency and quality back to what we want to see in growing herb again. And overall, at the end of the day, it's still really light on your wallet. It's a 5-part nutrient line. And again, if you're not staying sterile, or you have a big facility and you don't want to run rock wool and you want to run a mix of cocoa with an enzyme or something, you don't even have to run flow with it. So at the end of the day, it's just saving you money on your wallet while bringing the consistency and the quality of terps back. We wanted to bring the terps back and bring the soul back to growing.
Versatility, cost effective, and quality. I mean, what else can you ask for? Drip Hydro, first smoke of the day, Blackleaf approved. Peace.
So we got a special offer for you guys. Whether you go in person or you order online, any Grow Generation, over 60 nationwide retailers. The code is FIRSTSMOKE10, and you're gonna get 10% off, an additional 10% off your already discounted price. Use the code FIRSTSMOKE10. Tell them the First Smoke family sent you. They're gonna take care of you.
support the show, hop on the Patreon. We got new shows dropping. We got Off the Mic. We have so much stuff in store for you guys and stuff dropping every single week. Hop on the Patreon, first smoke of the day.
New shows, checking in with Pack Odds and Blackleaf. We're doing a live each month and a lot of other shit.
Off the
haven't
mic.
told you guys yet. Make sure you get on the Patreon. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
You know what? They used to take a lot of balls to grow weed. I'm being honest, because you were up against it. If you got caught, you're like, yo, I'm probably going to do 2 to 3 years, right? It was 99 plant rule, whatever. Now the laws are so relaxed for a lot of people where you can actually have 12 plants in your home or 8, right? In like California and all these places. But that's why you would see a lot of gangbangers and like hardcore guys growing weed, is because it's like, it took like a lot of risk.
Right.
There was a lot of, it was like, yo, if you fuck this up, if anyone catches you, you're going immediately to jail. There's no like, oh, well, they were kind of my plants. And back then that was,
the only people who took risks was gangbangers, because they didn't give a fuck, right? If they get caught or whatnot, you know? So yeah, I learned it from them. And yeah, right when I caught on, like I blew everybody out of the water. They start coming asking me for, you know, advice and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. That and the surfer white boys. I always used to see the white boy surfers with a light up, you know, a couple lights up.
What's your preferred style of growing?
Right now it's got to be sea green, you know, sea green, commercial scale, you know, if you're still doing soil.
It's interesting. It's like, there's so many methods. You've tried a bunch of different ones.
Yeah. I started off with soil and, started off with soil, and, I was always afraid of cocoa and rockwool. Yeah. Cause you know, the hydro store, soil's more forgiving, you know? But I wish I would have started the hard way.
It's interesting like that, right? And it's like everyone kind of finds their path and what they enjoy or what they want out of their smoke, and then just dives in deeper, right?
Yeah.
So you dive into cocoa and hydro.
Yeah. So
sea green. I love the sea green, bro. I'm a huge sea green guy.
Because man, that's how you maximize your yield. You know, nice and tight. You know, no space in the canopy. Any open space, that's like a couple ounces deducted. You know what I mean? Couple pounds, depending how big your facility is. So canopy is a big. It's big. It's, you know, canopy control.
From when you start to grow to when you actually start catching stride, where you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. I'm kicking ass. How long does that take?
I honestly, before I went to prison that first time, right? And then I also went to prison again, right? In 2011.
So what happened? Like you split from your wife, you have some homies move in, you start growing, start helping people with their grows. Where'd you go from there?
I was still a bad dude too, because
were you still messing with meth and shit?
No. Okay. I was no more meth. I was surrounded by a lot of gang members, you know. I took part in some of the stuff, you know. So one day, how I went to prison, I was after the Super Bowl, and we're going home from Merced to Stockton, and I'm really protective of my friends too. So this is a life learning for everyone too that's listening. We're rolling down, you know, Central Valley on the Highway 99, and there was a car next to us. And then, you know, we went fast, and then they went fast, we went slow, they went slow, they went slow. So it's like, you know, taunting each other, right? So then the homies in the back, like, dude, they need to die, whatever, right? I was like, what? So then I said, pull up. So I already committed this crime, so I already served the time, so I'm not afraid to tell it. Yeah, so we pulled up, and they were like, you know, hey, you fucking chinks, this and that. So I pulled out my cuete, and then I just gave it to them. But luckily, I didn't hit them. So they pulled out, and they called the cops, and the cops had to be on the lookout. So yeah, they arrested me in Modesto. So from there, I went to prison. So luckily, it was under road rage, you know, and I went and did 2.5 years. So that's when my game really sharpened up. Like I went to school, got my GD in prison, and there was a guy. He was from Santa Cruz, right? He's in there for like 20, 30 years. He's a bank robber from Santa Cruz. They called him the reggae bandit. So he'll pull up to the banks with a note on his bicycle, and he'll slide his note and rob banks. So he got caught. He got away a few times and he got caught. So I heard that he was a badass grower, right? So I approached him. He just turned me down. And then I would like get people that know him to go get at him. You know, okay, I'll give him some soups, you know, top ramen, like whatever. I want to learn because I'm about to get out too. So then 2 months later, finally he comes. Hey, let me talk to you. So they're like, hey, look, man, I know you're really interested in my style of growing. This was like in 2012. And he's like, look, I'm going to be doing 20 more years here. And it don't look like I'm getting out anytime soon. All the knowledge I know, I don't think, you know, it's going to be worth anything when I come out. Right. So then he's like, look, check this out. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., be in the day room. Me and you, I'm going to draw everything up, what you need to know. Right. Be at 8 a.m. or we won't ever have this conversation. 8 a.m., coffee, sitting in the day room. And then I was ready. So he came, he drew everything. It's crazy. He drew everything from like Rockwell, 8, you know, like 4x8 trays on drippers, how many lights per tray, how many plants per tray. So he's doing 16 plants under one light. So 16 plants, he said, you're expected to hit 2 ounces per plant, right? 16 plus 16. No, 16 times 2, that's 2 pounds per light or more, right? He gave me all that information, right? So that's like my golden ticket right there. Like, wow, I'm going to use this when I come out. So I got out in 2013 and the Chinese, you know, from LA, they knew who I was and they're like, hey, we'll get you a warehouse, do your thing. So I went in, implement, you know, what I was taught, you know, in prison, and I implemented. They were a little bit short on money. So they only wanted to do soil and hand water. So I did that, but we weren't pulling nothing. So when we started to pull nothing, like for over a year, like they just started to back out. So they abandoned me with the warehouse by myself. I never got paid one dime. So then I called one of my friends that I just met, like, hey, bro, like, can you borrow like $3,000 for me? Because my money's not here yet. He's like, hey, yeah, I got you. When and how you want it. So like tomorrow, my rent's, you know, I got to pay rent. So he calls back like, hey, because he's in Humble. Hey, you want to do some like teams for me so I can haul it up there? I'll pay for your electricity. Oh, fuck it. So then we just became partners. It was like organic. We became partners. And I told him like, dude, I have this fucking badass blueprint that I always wanted to implement in the grow. I just need $15,000. Make it happen, please. So boom, we hustled some packs. We got everything on trays, 4x4, 4x8 trays, flood and drain on Rockwell Cube. Though everything during that time, we would grab Super Sour D. Monster, you know, we're killing it. Like on the flood and drain system, like everything looking like on steroids. So we were killing it. And then that warehouse was in Stockton. Then one day, one night, I was leaving home because my little brothers, they were working for me. And I looked at them. They looked tired, beat up. Because usually we're about to harvest, so tell them sleep there. I'm like, nah, y'all just go home with me. So I took them home, and then my landlord calls me the next morning, like hella early. Hey, they broke into your shop. You need to get here fast. And I was an hour away. So I fled over there. And then, believe it or not, my doors were wide open. All my weed was dingling from the cyclone fence all over the train track. Bums were running up and down with my weed and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So, boom, it was hot that day already. So police was rolling around. And it was like, fuck it, let's just chop everything. We chopped everything. And then boom, we see a magazine, a 40 cal magazine in the grow. So lucky, we had trellis net. So anybody using trellis net, man, that's security right there. They couldn't rip the trellis net. So they couldn't get much. They got little piece only, but they dropped their clip. That's the day when like I realized, dude, my brothers, they would have died yesterday if I didn't take them home. So I was like, dude, there's no point of having a gun. So that's when I start getting into protection dogs, real canines from Chet's, like Czech bloodlines and stuff like that, real biting dogs. So that's when I started getting those dogs. And then now I still have, you know, badass pedigree with me in the house 24/7, you know, anywhere, backyard, front yard, everything. Yeah.
And they're biting.
They bite. Yeah.
Could you walk us through that day a little bit? Like you get the call and your landlord's like, yo, they broke in. You fly down there and you said there's bums.
This guy was maxing his throttle out. That car was like, bro,
can you imagine? That's why I said run us through, because that day, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I mean,
imagine I had to drive a whole hour on the freeway just to get there, you know?
Oh,
it's like, I just didn't know what to think. Like, are they lying or is the cops there?
An hour is 3 hours.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, it was crazy. But what was more crazy when we found that clip, you know? Yeah. That's when I really thought, like,
you realized, like, damn, these dudes came with guns.
Yeah, they're ready to kill.
In here. You already went through that one time in your life too. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And your thought then is,
so where did it go after that? After that day, you shut that shop down?
Yeah, shut down,
harvested everything
completely. Like
where does it go from there? And then also like talk to us a little bit about the dogs, because that's super interesting. And I think more people would be interested to know about it, you know?
Yeah. So how I see it is, man, you could have a gun, right? In the middle of the night, boom, double barrel shotgun in your face. You're like, well, what are you going to do, right?
You're stuck.
But my dog is in the house 24/7, dude. Like, a lot of people are scared. They fear like dogs, you know what I mean? Even, you know, they're scared. So yeah, the dog will alert. The dog will bite before I even get up. You know what I mean? So that's why I have dogs.
Yeah. What type of dogs are
they? German Shepherd, canines. Yeah.
And you said they're from
Chet's. Yeah. Chet's and Germany. Yeah.
And so you dove right into that? You were just like, all right, dogs.
Yeah. So
what do you do? How do you get into that?
Funny thing is, I always drive past this fucking canine kennel, right? Right there in Turlock, right? Because my shop is Merced and Stockton. So I always drive by like canine training police dogs and stuff. So one day I lied to my wife. Like, hey, let's go to the flea market. I took my mom and my wife. Let's go to the flea market. But they didn't know I was planning, like, take them to the flea market, let them get happy, go straight to the canines. So I went there. It's crazy because they had like a big old barn full of like German canines in there, right? Right when they saw me, dude, it was crazy. Like that barn about to break. So I was like, oops, I don't want to be in here. So yeah, I went to, and then I called them. They came in the front. What do you guys need? I was like, yeah, you guys got any puppies for sale? So like, yeah, we got like about 30 of them, but we got a website. Just check out which one you like so we could pull. We don't want to pull out 30, right? So they pulled out a couple. My mom was like, oh my God. My mom loved them. Oh, so we were all on the way home. She liked the puppy more than me. Oh, just get it. Just get it.
Already trained?
No. Not trained yet. Not trained, but the pedigree, they're bred to,
Okay.
Protect. Yeah. So it's in their bloodline. Yeah. Natural. So yeah. So I got my dogs, and then, I went to take them, go, protection school, all kind of stuff, obedience and all that.
So you took them to get trained, and you went with them, and
yeah. So sometimes when you take them to boarding, then they get shipped out for like a month or two, depending. And then they come back, level headed. They could be around people without bite on command, whatnot, that type of stuff. I train for them to bite from the inside of the house. So anybody come in, yeah, they know how to attack from the inside of the house onto the outside.
But on the outside, they're not.
No, they attack out there too, but on command. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. But it costs a lot of money, a lot of money to get your dog to be like top flight. Even though they have.
What are you talking?
Like, just like listen to everything, every command you say.
How much you talking for that?
Huh?
How much would that cost?
Roughly money wise?
Oh man, like
what do you
maybe
think?
up to 20 bands. Yeah.
And then time too.
Yeah, time, everything.
And how many dogs do you have trained like that?
During that time I had 2, but I only trained my male. And then my male passed away. So I have a new one from a different kennel that's a better kennel, more fast, better agility and bigger and stronger. Yeah. So those dogs, they got different.
So you learned a lot about it just by sending your dog to get boarded and train and all that, and then come back and
use it on my daily life, because I have kids and stuff. Like, people are hungry out there. You just don't know. Yeah.
It's like having a security guard with you at all times.
It's fucking, no one wants to fuck with a German Shepherd. You can assure that.
And then they know that, like, yo, this thing's going after you. It's not just the normal dog hanging out.
You have to come in shooting, and then no one wants to do that. If they're going to be robbing shit, they don't want to come in shooting. Because the dog's not going to be quiet.
No, definitely not. They'll alert you already, That's why I call my dog AK-47, because I can't have a gun. I've been in prison. And that's my AK-47. Come in. Come in. Welcome.
Bro, that's funny as fuck. That's hilarious.
I'm glad we didn't do it at your spot. I'm not gonna lie. Because those dogs just sit there and watch you, and you're just like, yo, is it cool or not? Like, I don't know.
I'd have fed him an egg roll. Yeah, we'd have been pals. That's wild. So you get into that. How many years? I mean, that's just a lifestyle now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lifestyle because I'm like I got to do my branding and all that. It takes a lot of time, like every day. I go to the gym too. Like, it's really tough, to train dogs, go to training, work out, go do branding and stuff like that, networking and stuff. It's hard, But focus.
Shit, who said it was easy for it though? Big Mike definitely didn't say it was easy. Yes, sir. It's just got to be worth it. But man, I mean, so you get out, you're hitting your stride, you partner with this dude now. Talk to us, like what's because this is before the brand and all that. I'm sure know. So give us a lead up.
So before I went to prison, all the Hmongs, they only grow indoor, and it was all Asian, like gangs only, right? The older people, they didn't, like the older folks, like mom and dad, they never did it. So I come out, and this new partner of mine, he lives in Humboldt, right? And forgot what that city was called, but it's a little town in Humboldt, and and a lot of like the older, like mom and dads, they're cultivating. I'm like, what the fuck? They used to like, hey, son, don't be going out there smoking weed, growing weed like all them gangsters. Now they're up there, you know what I mean? Growing like thousands of pounds, So like what, the cannabis like industry don't know, but some do know that a lot of this cannabis is produced by Hmong people. Yeah. From all over. Yeah. And we were never recognized, for it. Locations like Trinity Pines, Weed, Doris, Susanville, Oklahoma, Oregon, Michigan, everywhere,
In the thick of it.
Yeah.
That's people have to really know, like putting in the work on the mountains and doing like real work.
Yeah. Behind the scene, nobody knows.
Great quality at a high scale.
Right.
And typically, family business.
Yeah. So one thing like about Hmong people, we come from an agriculture background. So, cultivating, like if you didn't, plant no rice fields, you wouldn't been able to eat. You didn't plant vegetables back then, you weren't able to. So it was just from that thing to growing again. So it's like normal, like it was in our blood to cultivate,
And so there's a deep culture that runs through NorCal and all that.
Yeah, deep. Even Anza, shout out to all, I know a lot of badass motherfuckers that came out of Anza, California, I know you guys know. Like, shout out to them, and now they're doing big things too in LA, So I'm really proud of them. But yeah, so Hmong, they're pretty thick in this, culture as well.
Yeah.
That they don't get recognized for. Yeah.
It's like the Armenians in the valley.
Yeah. Same thing.
You like realize like, damn, they like run cannabis in
a lot of culture.
SoCal.
A lot of culture. That's what the coolest part about cannabis is. Like every culture
has carved out a niche.
Every culture, and it's all different.
Right.
It's all different. And they're each good at different things.
Right.
And when you really start to understand the game, it's like you start to get it. You're like, oh
Right,
shit, okay.
right.
I understand, you know. And so you're doing your thing, you're doing trays now, you change the setup, this guy's thing's being enacted. Are you still with that same partner? I mean, like, what happened?
No, I'm not with him no more. You know,
What happened? Like,
we fell off. You know, it's just, you know, we grew to know each other a little bit too much to where, you know, like we have our own, like, you know, our little different path that we want to go. He wants to choose a different path and I do. And, you know, we just split up, but not on bad terms.
so yeah, that's good. Where does it lead to for you after that?
Yeah. So with that partner, so man, I'm like George Cervantes always said on YouTube, you go down a dirt road in Humboldt, buy a pound for $1,000, drive it to LA, make $100. That's how you make $100 in $100 a day. If motherfuckers caught that smoke, they would have been rich. Right. I wish I caught that smoke when I saw that, you know, back then when George Cervantes was saying that, you know. So yeah.
That's crazy.
Think about how he was risking saying shit like that a long time ago.
That's so crazy. I mean, that's direct. That's not you direct like trade.
That's why
telling
he's
you just go ahead and be a savage.
Most people, if you ask them, yo, what's the one book I should read about cannabis? And it's the Grow Bible by Jorge Cervantes, because he's the OG of OGs. Like, you know, I think we have his book. Yep. Here's the book right here. Yeah. Come on now. So yeah,
you're doing your thing, you know, and all that. And so when's it come into 4Thumbs and shit? When you start like deciding like, you know what, you know, I'm gonna hit the shelves. I'm gonna put things in bags. I'm gonna start, you know, doing these different breeding projects you got going on, right? You got a lot going on. Yeah. So I want to lead up into that and kind of start explaining that to everybody, you know, all these different things you have going.
Yeah. So like I went full circle, like damn near, you know, I had a nursery in my garage selling clones. I did, you know, hoop houses. I did outdoor. I did indoor grows. I was like managing like multiple spots in different areas. It went crazy. So like when I started getting some really good genetic was when I went to Emerald Cup. And the first time I went to Emerald Cup, that was when Dio and them, they came and they bought the OZK. So I went for Skittles, you know, Matt Fields. And I was like, hey, can I get some OZK? And he's like, dude, they're all sold out, bro. So during that time, I didn't know nothing about the C game. I didn't know. I pulled up at 1 o'clock. Like, dude, those people, they were there before the gate even opened. So then Fields told me, look, the next best thing is the Z3. So I bought a pack of that. And I think for $400 or $500. But me and Fields, you know, we had a little cool talk, you know. So I went home, popped those. It didn't turn out right for me. And so then I went and I met Exotic Genetic, Mike. Yeah. So I met Mike. And the first time, it was at Emerald Cup too. Everybody's like, hey, check that dude out. Hey, he got bomb ass cookies and cream, you know? I'm like, fuck. He's not even burning them. Why he's selling like, you know, cookies, you know? But shit, his show is fire. You know? So
the original hash washing strain.
Mm-hmm. So I met Mike at High Times after that, and I talked to him a little bit. He had like the chocolate chip and the cookies and cream. He entered, won, and yeah. From there, So from there, you know, away from all that scene, I bought some milk and cookies and stuff like that. So the phenos that I was finding, like the donkey butters, everything was fucking fire, right? So I started making clones, selling it, you know, nursery. And that's when it started, like, I started seeing, like, you know, when the ice cream cake came out from Seed Junkie, I bought those seeds, everything started getting fire. And then my boy was like, hey, you should start a brand, you know? And I'm like, fuck, what should I call it, you know? You're like, dude, call it 4Thumbs. There's nobody that has 4Thumb like you. So yeah, that's what I did. So I called it 4Thumb. Yeah.
You knew right away when he said it? You were like,
no,
that's
I
it.
had to sleep on it.
Yeah.
Because I was bullied, remember?
Yeah.
For 4Thumbs.
That's why I had to ask. Yeah.
So how does it feel to be able to like own it and just not give a fuck and just like, you know, free yourself?
I'm really grateful. These are my little homies. Yeah. Yeah, I respect them a lot. Like I even went and got a nail thing done before I came to the show. So
My man. That's fucking awesome, bro. And talk about some of these crosses, because you gifted us some hats called RS11 crosses. Like, what's the motivation behind that?
So, I thought that like, so I retired from cultivating. Our spots got raided. So, so I just went into trapping for the past like 4 years, just trapping, straight trapping. And it kind of got lonely. It got really lonely. Like I kind of stepped away from the culture. And I was just at home one day. Like this was like when the RS11 dropped. I was just thinking like, fuck, I should do a nursery again, you know? But where do I start? Yeah, so I was wearing my LA Kush hat I bought from LA. And then I was in Costco because that was my wedding day. I'm in there. I went in, you know, Asian people, they do it. I bought like $2,000 worth of alcohol, hard liquor, beer. And I'm in this. So like everybody noticed me. So there's a guy, they noticed me, but I noticed them too. But I didn't say nothing. So I was like doling out my alcohol to the parking lot. That dude, he pulls up. He's like, hey, I like the LA Kush hat. And then I came up to him, like everybody want to network, right? So I'm like, fuck, let's network. So I talked to him and he's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, you know, I'm looking for trim. I own a smoke shop downtown. Come by, you know. But then we clicked right away, you know, exchanged number. And then one day he was coming up to Sacramento and I was growing in Anza. So no, I couldn't move my packs. So he was in town. I was like, hey, come check it out. So then I misunderstood him. He didn't want to buy pack. He wanted to buy the trim, you know, because he does like distillates and stuff like that. So he came over and he's like, well, I don't buy packs, but like, do you have the trim of this quality? I said, oh yeah, I got hella pounds, you know? So then, you know, I made the effort to, you know, bring it all the way from Anza to Merced, gave it all to him and he gave me money. And then from there, like, he knows that I flip packs. So then somebody starts shatter shots from Modesto. All these are the underground sessions, right? That I know that you guys been keeping, like not keeping up, but been hearing about. So he started doing those shows and he's selling like crazy carts out the window, you know? He's like, hey, bro, like, I think it'd be dope if you come, like, you know, me sell flower on my booth. So people will actually come and look at my cart, like one-stop shop. So I'm like, I'm kind of shy, dude. And then he kept bugging me. And till this day, shout out to Weezy Wonka. Like, you really actually put 4Thumb on the map, for real. Like, he gave me a little bit of leash. He was a brother to me, you know? So I was just sitting, I was standing in a dark corner at the sesh, you know, like everybody walked by, hey, how much, hey? And I just sell it hella cheap. And it's finally at the end, like, someone, hey, how much is a half a pound? And I just threw a number out there and he bought it, right? But that half price was actually the price for the full pound. And he bought half. I was like, oh shit, this is cool. And then I went home the next week, you know, Weezy Wonka got back at me like, hey, what's up? You want to go again? I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think that's for me, you know? And so after that, I slept the next day. I left that shit. Like, what do I have to lose? You know what I mean? Fuck it if I don't make no money. I might meet some people, cool people. It might take me places. So from there, I said, fuck it, let me get a table, you know what I mean, next to you. So I bring 20 pounds, right? I'll start fucking selling pounds at the set. And then from there, I start getting people like, they start telling me like, hey, you got to go to Sacramento, bro. Like hit up 1130 Club, Weed All-Star, Orbit, Royal Dav. Shout out to all those guys too, man. Shatter Shots, the real one. Shout out to all of them. And that was the rise of 4Thumb right there. You know, that's when I started getting all my like, you know, logos and stuff. Shout out to Sticker Farmer. They were the ones that got me on all my logos and all my packaging, you know. And so I went up. So now I hear that there's bigger shows in Sacramento. So I go there just at the front door, like, hey, where's the owner, the host, you know, and then Jose. Weed All Star, and then he was like, "Hey, yeah, you could vend. Hey, you ready right now?" I was like, "Oh shit, I'll come back like the next one." So boom, I came back, and then from that sesh, I went to 11:30, another different session SAC, and then I just moved to SAC, started freaking doing all the sesh. So that's why that's when I started to blow up, was from Sacramento. And that's when everybody started knowing who 4Thumbs was. So shout out to Sacramento. I love you guys. Yeah, from there, one of the hosts, his name is Raj. Shout out to Raj Royal Dab. He's like, "Hey, 4Thumbs, dude, I went to do Secret Session in LA, dude. We make, big money." So he's like, "Look, I'll hook you up with Tone, Tone, right from Secret Sesh. Shout out to Tone as well." So I came down here by myself, left my wife, everybody, my family, my homies, my roommates that they live with. I came down here by myself. Yeah. Grabbed some shit from Anza, hit up all these sessions here, dude. Like I was seshing, vending next to Garrison Lane, 5 Point LA. At one time, maybe with Backpack Boys and them, like some people that are big in the game now. Like we were like side by side at one point in time, when Billy Kimber came out, shout out to Backpack Boys and them. They're the first ones that I saw that had the lemon cherry, lemon cherry gelato. It was from the sesh. They were there every fucking time the sesh was popping, selling lemon cherry. Yeah. Till he got famous.
A lot of good brands born from seshes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And then that's when I came here. And then I was not like stable here. So I would like trap out of my Airbnb. So I was in Pomona, West Covina, freaking Costa Mesa. I was everywhere, like just a new Airbnb every month, And then until I got tired of it, like, and then my homie was moving out. He's like, "Hey, you want to take over my house?" So that's why I'm here today.
Oh yeah, so you moved your family down?
I was living 2 houses, so one in Sac and LA. So I was back and forth trapping, Sac and down here. But definitely down here, LA, they showed me a lot of love, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. And down here, like, it's not like Sac.
How do you start meeting? I mean, you went to, so you met Doja, you start to meet all these other big brands.
Yeah.
And obviously Hollow Tips, which we got it laid out, some fire products. I mean,
yeah. How'd you, start? When in your life did you go? Cause I mean, you come from one extreme to the next. And it's like, you're talking about early 20s, late teens, coming off that, drug addiction run where that it lands you in prison. And then now I see you how your life kind of is now. And I can only imagine that it's all good people.
Yeah.
You got all good people around you now.
Yeah. Surrounded by really good people now.
What was the shift for you in that?
Just, because
that means like you're a good person. Typically.
So at one point in time, when I was trapping out here, I started feeling sick. Like not sick, but I was not myself. And in our culture, we believe in shamanism, right? So you go to a shaman and they will look at you and they'll speak to the higher, up. So they told me that if you want your life to be back to normal, you have to change your ways. You have to be a good person. You got to love your family, be the man of the house. You got to love the people around you. Once you do that, you won't have that like depression or like no motivation. Like once you start doing
sadness.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man? You know what that is?
What is it?
That you're feeling? It's lack of love.
Yeah.
You don't have no love in your life.
Yeah. I was out here by myself. Like
ain't
for
no
months.
Love. This game is a cold ass fucking game. And when you're a man, oftentimes you're basically a soldier at war. You're a hunter, a gatherer, whatever you want to call it. When you're in this game, you're definitely a soldier at war. Yeah. There's no one can say any different. That is a true player, So that lack of love, that shit'll eat you alive, bro. Yeah. And thank God that you went and found it and didn't go back to drugs.
Yeah.
Because most people don't make it. They just end up going back to fucking drugs.
Yeah.
But you're owning your shit. Like that's dope. And that's why I recommend spirituality for people too. Because it's like, it'll give you that baseline where you can think outside of yourself You know what I mean? Beyond yourself, and really know that this shit's bigger than me. Like, I don't need to like get down on my little things that I got going on, because there's people always with worse conditions. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope that you were able to do that and make that happen.
It's the hardest part, to steer the ship the other way, turn it around from where.
But I know what you're talking about, and like I can relate. Like that's so it's dope that you found that. Like, so what'd you do? Like that you met your first wife in church, and this one you met. She was a pen pal, or what?
No, she was not a pen
you
pal.
knew of Facebook. You knew her on Facebook.
But I actually met her at a party when I got out of prison. Yeah, it's crazy. I was skinny, but I fell in love with her. She's our age, you know. She's my wife now. We have 3 kids together. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome, bro. Yeah. What's it like being a dad?
I love it. Like after work, you know, I feed them, take them to school, you know, get in the grow room, look at the babies, go to grow room, take care of everything, come back, you know. So it's they're my energy. They're my inner strength. So like maybe if I was single, maybe I'm not driven like that. But because I have to put food on the table and a roof over their head, like that's my drive every day. I think about my kids, like got to do it. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Deep purpose for real.
Yeah.
So where's it go from here, man? And let's talk about these collaborations and projects and seeds that you got out here.
Yeah. So back to when I did High Times Sacramento, that was like the first High Times in Sacramento, state capital of California, right? So me and Exotic Genetic, I went and bought Alien Labs Biscotti, and I had my Biscotti, and then Alien Lab they entered theirs in the cup, but I didn't enter mine. And then I went to Exotic Genetic, like, hey, smoke these. Like, which one you think is better? Because they're both Biscotti. And then he pointed at mine, you know. Hey, mad respect for Alien Lab and them. You guys are doing your thing, you know. I'm not even nowhere close to you guys, but shout out to you guys. So he's like, that one. And then he's like, hey, since I'm in Washington and you're close around here, maybe you could get like, you know, more of the gelato and stuff. And, you know, maybe you could send me some cuts, you know. So I'm like, shit, if you like that Biscotti, you know, I'll have cuts soon. So I sent the Biscotti to him with the peanut butter breath and ice cream cake. That's what I sent him in the Biscotti. So when he got the Biscotti, he did multiple breedings with the mint chocolate chip, rainbow chip, and it became Scotty Too Hottie. And then he crossed the Scotty Too Hottie with Runts, and then made Vice City. So that's why I brought you Vice City. Is one of the ones that I hunted, and I call it Halloween candy. So let me see, it's one of these in here. But I call it Halloween candy because it has Runts in it. It has chocolate in there. It has Skittles in there from the RS11. So I was just thinking like, damn, this is like, whenever you look at a Halloween pack of candy, like at Walmart, dude, it's everything in that bag, one-stop shop. So yeah, so it expressed all that. So there's a little flower in there with seeds and stuff. So maybe bless you to pop them. I'm gonna pop them too. Exotic Genetic asked for some, so I sent him some as well too. Yeah, and actually that was the one that I passed out at Doja's permanent marker drop, and I was out there just, you know, giving free seeds away. You know,
shout out to Mike, man. You got to tell him that we need him to get him on the show.
Yeah, Mike. Exotic Genetics.
Hey, people been asking. Yeah. People ask.
Yeah, man. Hey, Mike. I know you out in Seattle, but hey,
you got to come down. He said he would. He said he would.
Yeah. So
we got to make it happen.
Oh, he knows.
Call him. I need you calling him every day.
He's a
4Thumbs to make
He's
it
a legend in cannabis. He's like the macho. He's the macho man of cannabis.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like he's like a legend. Like that's where his place is. Like, yo, that's the macho man. That like that drives a Ferrari.
I think he
won,
won
something like that.
I think he won like damn near 30 cups.
Bro, the guy, I mean, his collabs with Cuban Hash Grower are to this day some of the gnarliest, biggest wins, like craziest hash. Those guys, I mean, he's the original breeder, in my opinion, of like high-end hash strains where people could grow the grease monkey and it's dumping. That's why you see I remember when Wizard Trees first went on at GM3. That was the Grease Monkey 3. Exotic Genetics is behind so many brands.
Exactly.
Fire.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's an OG.
And he got a cool story too. And I know that for sure.
And he's just a cool guy.
Yeah, he is.
Bro, he's like,
Yeah.
So that's dope though, that you start to link up with all the right people though.
Yeah.
Like Exotic, I mean, legend.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now you have the RS11 crosses, which is almost like a triple collab.
Yeah, it's like like Doja Dio, Wizardry times Exotic Genetic.
Crazy.
With a little part of me in it, like from the Biscotti, you know? So like, I was like, you know, I always watch Dio, his podcast too, you know? Like, he's like, dude, you can't fucking just take somebody's cut and another person's cut and then breed it and call it your own. Like, you got to breed from your fucking source, you know? And I don't want to be one of those motherfuckers, like, just take people's shit, you know what I mean? So I feel like I had a little part in the Vice City, you know, with Exotic Genetics 5 years ago. And I brought those seeds, and then I reversed the RS11 and I hit the Vice City. A lot of stuff. I hit a lot of stuff like Jealousy, Banana Cream Jealousy times Cherry Gelatos, the original Jealousies, a lot of shit. Even with Hollowtip Mike, we did a collab on the 1911, you know? So that's his 38 special times RS11. And the RS11, no, his 38 special is actually the animal face from Sea Junkie since Chalice. So during Chalice, Mike from Hollowtip was there, and he bought 10 packs of the animal face, right? Out of those 10 packs, he was pheno hunting some, and then he gave all the babies to Asian lady to baby them, right? While he's hunting. And when he came back, they all died. There was only like 3 alive. 3 alive, and one was the Shining Star. And he built Hollowtip off that 38 special. It was the animal face. And then while we were coming here, the Emerald Cup that just won first place Fig Farm was the animal face. And he has a different pheno of it. Looked just like the Mac 1 Frosty.
That's a banging cross. Sea Junkie crusher with that.
So we hit that. The RS11 hit that. So one day I was at the Doja drop before anybody had RS11 flowers.
It's Sea Junkie, yeah?
Which one?
Animal face?
Yeah. So I'm over there at Doja's spot in Hollywood, and Wizardry was dropping his first batch of RS11 in a long time, ever since the clone drop, right? I go there, I bought some from them, and then I brought it back, and I knew Mike, and I was like, hey, smoke this. What you think? And I was like, hey, maybe we should do some breeding with your 38 with RS11, you know? But that was before I bought it. So I gave it to him, and he went and smoked it. Like 2 days later, he smoked it, and he was high. But he was thinking right. So he was like, hey, how about 38 divided by 2? That's 19. 11. 1911, because he built his company off of ammunition and guns. The Mob 9mm 911. Yeah.
Wow.
And we already did that breeding already. We already got it.
Mm-hmm.
We're pheno hunting it now. Yeah.
Wow.
So
how's it all turning now?
We don't know yet. We're still early on.
For all the RS11 crosses?
Yeah. Right now, like it's very new. You know, it's because of, you know, it's hard to pheno hunt, you know, in a smaller area and stuff. But you know, me and Mike, we have plans of getting a facility dedicated only for pheno hunting and breeding. So what I like to do is, while I hunt, like I chuck a badass pollen already onto my pheno hunt, right? Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Why wait until you find a good pheno, right? And then get the breeding going on when I think this bitch is bad or that dude's bad, and fucking throw the pollen. And then when I find out which one's keeper, hey, I already made a different one, right? And then anything that don't make the cut on the pheno hunt breeding, just toss it, throw it away. I won't even give it out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get it? So like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's the strain that you brought in the seed pack right there? What cross is that?
This one is this is RS11 times gas face number 1. So it's from one of my fan, Pac-Man J from Washington, DC. So he bought these seeds from Sea Junkie when he dropped the gas face, and he took it to Washington. I saw his Instagram. I was like, dude, Sea Junkie, they've been posting up a lot about the gas face, but your gas face is fucking different, bro. Frosty. You know, it looked like unicorn when you break it up color. You know, purple, pink, white, you know. So I'm like, dude, hey, what's up? Let's do a trade. So he was like, I gave him 3 options. Either sell it for me for high ticket, or you trade, or we do a collab for seeds, right? He's like, fuck it, let's trade cones. So yeah, so that breeding is done already. I think the quality of it on the smoke, it's a high quality smoke on the gas face as well. It's like damn near same level as RS11. So for me, I don't like to breed down straight up. Only breed same level or up because I don't have time to waste, you know? And most of the genetics I get is like proven already or it's been in bags, you know? So I'm actually, my next one we're doing is, you know, we're pheno hunting the 1911s, all the RS11 crosses, and we're gonna hit everything with the ADL. Yeah. ADL back to RS, ADL to 38, ADL to OGs, ADL to fucking all kinds of stuff that we have.
And then just hunting them down, trying
and
to
then
find
hunting
the
them
keeper.
down again and zeroing
Yeah.
them out, you know? So whatever that comes on the market that's dope, we'll fucking hit that with whatever we're breeding.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot
It's
of
a lot
work,
of
yeah.
back end work.
Endless.
Yeah.
So we might
So is that
need-
where your main focus has been at lately?
Yeah, just breeding. So fucking I make money. It's just like Randy Lanier, right? He flip packs to do his NASCAR racing, right? It's for a hobby, right? So that's me like I'm making money to just put it all to my breedings, you know? Crazy passion, right? But like I say, every brand needs a badass breeder. You know, even Burner knows it. Even all those big guys, everybody they know
Yeah.
it.
You're
Who
only
got
as good
the
as your
best
last hit.
breeders that's gonna create the new wave is gonna win for that brand.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm working really hard. Me and Mike from Hollowtip working really hard. You know, he's already have the 38, but we're trying to create something better. You know, with his genetics.
That's dope, man.
Mhm.
And further in the process, because some of those cuts no one else is able to get. So the only way you can actually hunt down crosses is through seeds and stuff. You know, it's like some people aren't going to give the cut up. And so the only way
Right.
to actually hunt something is the offspring.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope.
Any
man.
other collaborations or things you want to talk about? I know you got some shout outs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you got some shout
You know,
outs.
there's a few guys, you know, in the game I want to do collaborations with.
Mhm.
You know, I definitely want to do a collab with 5 Points LA with the Billy Kimber. For sure. That's like #1 on my list. I want to do a collab with Fire Farmer. I think me and him, we think alike. Doja.
I'm sure homie will hold it down.
Yeah, Doja.
Shout out to Fire Farmer.
Shout out Fire Farmer.
Yeah.
Doja.
Sweet
you know,
retreat.
Doja, you know, told me, you know, he want to do one with me, you know. So
Yep.
shout out to Doja.
Get that.
I
cheetah
want to
pussy.
do, you know,
Get that.
one with Wizardry as well.
I had to say, hit that
It's
arse.
called giraffe pussy.
Giraffe, oh, my bad.
He said cheetah pussy. He
My
said,
bad, you got
he
me,
said
Doja.
get that cheetah pussy. Hold on, man.
That's harder to catch.
Oh, fuck.
That was harder to catch.
That was a fast
one. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I thought that was a strain name. My bad.
Bro,
Giraffe. My
oh
bad.
my gosh.
Yeah, giraffe.
You know,
pussy.
hi, I like
Shout
giraffe
out
pussy.
Doja.
And it's ZZY.
Let me know when
know?
you need the next names. I'm coming through,
Oh,
bro. I got
man.
some good ones.
He got a good cross name for you guys.
Yeah.
You might have to do a spin off of that.
The RS11, yeah, the RS11
Yeah.
times the giraffe pussy.
Yeah,
That cheetah pussy.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, that's dope.
Hyper mode.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
dope. I love that. You know, so Doja, let's do something with that giraffe pussy.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
let me
dope.
hunt this down. Like, I don't expect no free handout. You know, I want to earn this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't expect no free handout from no one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else, man? You
Yeah.
were going down.
Yeah.
Doja, you want to collab with who else?
Wizardry.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Scott,
Wizard
man. Make it happen,
yeah.
bro. Come on.
9 Weeks Harvest, you know.
Oh,
Julio.
yeah.
That's my
Okay.
boy too. Yeah, probably one day with C Junkie, you know, Pops and Jay Beezy, you know.
Shout out to
And-
Jay Beezy.
yeah.
We've been trying to get him on the show,
Mhm.
man. We're
So,
trying to get him on the show.
You know, I want to do something with, you know, some of the top guys in the
Yeah.
breeding. The reason why I'm doing this, you know, hopefully I become someone, die a legend in this game, you know.
Well, you want to know how? Stop saying hopefully.
Let's do it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, let's
There you
do
go.
it.
Different. Let's hear you say it one time.
Let's do it.
No. What was it? What'd you say?
Hopefully.
No, what'd you say after hopefully though? I'm gonna die a legend.
Yeah,
in this
die a
game.
legend. Yeah.
Let's hear it though. I want to hear you say it.
Yeah, I want to die a legend in this game.
Take one out. I'm gonna die a legend in this game.
I'm gonna die a legend
in this game.
In this game.
I like that.
See that?
Yeah.
Dog, when you say it differently, you feel it differently.
Affirmations.
Whole different type of energy.
I think I'm kind of humble, right? So like, I don't want.
It's not even about being humble though. It's a fear.
Yeah.
Here's the path. Now just walk it.
Some real shit though is like, it's scary to be successful at what you dream of doing. So a lot of that times is fear.
Yeah.
And you'll hold yourself back. You'll put yourself down. You'll keep yourself at a lower level on purpose. Because if you analyze your behavior, and I'm just talking from my own experience, my own life, you analyze your behavior looking back, you're like, damn, I could have done more. I could have, I could have whatever. Could have bounced back quicker. Could have, whatever. It's like we always look back, and that's usually the case, but do it, own it. You're here today, bro. It's your time to shine.
Yeah.
So, you got your names on the bags and you're living your life, bro. You're living your brand. You're living your life true to you. So props to you, man, and having good people around you. Special shout out to the Hollow Tips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Big shout out, big ups, real big dog behind the scenes over there with that, like real innovation. All these products have like so many things behind them. My man unscrewed this and he was like, look, this is a magnet for your fridge.
Oh, not that one. That's
not this one.
Yeah,
like,
this one.
Here, yeah, check this out.
I mean, I was so impressed by this. Is like, this could be a magnet for the fridge. He said it could be a shot glass. You can take this.
It's like a
right
stopper.
here.
It's like a plastic. It's like,
and this could be for
a shot glass,
a little plant though as well.
Yeah, plant. Yeah,
so dope.
Crazy. So real innovation. Thought. There's a lot behind these products.
Going to waste. Even the packaging, the box, you could roll.
Exactly.
You could open and
showing us all, and just really impressive by the product, and then especially like the gifts. I mean, appreciate it, bro. It's crazy. Like I'm gonna definitely take this off and put this up after this, and this is this is dope, man. For real, this has been a real dope experience. And
yeah.
What about shout outs? I know you got some shout outs too.
Dude, I got so many shout outs, man. But straight up, man, first and foremost, shout out to my wife. Day in, day out.
All right. Smart man.
Like, she let me, it's hard for her. She got to take care of all the kids while I'm out here, trying to please everybody in the game, And I work hard, take a lot of risks, But at the end of the day, this is why I'm here for, to do this. I was built to do this. And straight up shout out to Mike and Hollow Tip, Nam, everybody from Hollow Tip. They saw something in me and they believed in me and they sponsored me to be in this podcast. So shout out to everybody from the Hollow Tip team.
Bro, this is some fresh, sticky OG. I just opened this up and I'm like, yo,
that's for you.
This is like a week or two off the vine, sticky good. Like, give that a squeeze and a smell. That's some nice, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of OG with that nice. That's beautiful, man.
Not a lot of OGs making the cut, and I can already tell this shit will give you some anxiety real quick.
I think that will bring you back to like probably the first time you had OGs.
Yeah. God, it's got a great fresh nose, man, and it's fresh. This is beautiful.
So me and Mike, we're hunting down like the essays, all of them. From, all over LA for the top OGs. And we want to breed off of that. Or if we don't, we want to rebreed the OGs. Like, because there's different types. We want to rebreed them. We think what's dope, what this one don't have, this one have. For me, it has to be, high pitch. When you open it, like the film right in your face, you want to do like 20 cartwheels. And you got to be piney, lemony, citrusy, and reeking in your face.
This is what people look for in OG. This is exactly
and then that's like more maybe on the mellower side, like Billy Kimber's like high, like it's in your face, But yeah, that one, it will definitely take you to back in the days.
Oh, bro. Beautiful, man. Honestly. And I love the way this folds out to a rolling tray. I mean, so much dope shit going on with the brand. That's a really cool collab you guys got going.
Yeah. So, me and Mike, we have a buddy. He's from Killer Killer OG. So he brought he gave me a lot of samples to give to you guys, because these guys, they're like natives from Los Angeles. They've been tracking down all these OGs back in the days, like, you know, like, so they know the game. They done sort out all the bad ones and only kept the good ones in the stable, you know, and they had these since, like, you know, the early 2000s, and they still have it till this day. They grow damn near nothing but OGs, you know what I mean? There's still a group of people, a large group of people that's all they want is OGs. So, you know, that's why me and Mike, you know, we want to create something like, I think it ain't going to be too different, but hopefully we could connect all the dots, right? That people are missing or don't want to do the collab. Like maybe we could fill those empty spots and make new OG seeds and, you know, probably make some people hunt them down, and hopefully something new or something better, you know, from the OG.
Yeah. They need to come back. They're definitely in demand.
I just feel like the reason why, like, they're like OGs, if people start breeding like badass OGs and let the people have it too, like to pheno hunt and stuff, I think OGs will come back. That's what I think. Is nobody wants to do the breedings. Like, there is people that do breedings, but they keep it in house, right? If they give it out, like sell it, whatever, shows, you know, because you don't really find good OG seeds. I'm telling you that right now. I've been chasing good OG seeds like since, you know, exotic genetic days, and I still haven't found no good OGs. But good OGs are here in the heart of Los Angeles, and I know, you know, I know what I'm after. So hopefully, you know.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
4Thumbs bring that shit back on his back.
Yep.
Yeah. So a little hint, me and Mike said we're gonna make
With Mike's help, you definitely got it.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. So on his side, like, man, they're really connected. You know, they have some really good people on their side too, and they're really supportive. And I couldn't go in there. I couldn't go in there without Mike to go get the OGs to breed. You know what I mean? They trust him. They believed in him, and they gave me that same treatment. You know, so. Yeah, thanks, you know, Killer OG and them, their team, you know, for letting us do
great
some
cuts.
breeding.
That's fucking
Great
dope,
cuts.
man.
Yeah.
Not a lot of, like you said, not a lot of people got that access. So it's dope that you guys are doing that, keeping it real, and you guys are keeping it real to your roots. So that's the important part.
What are some of the other? Oh yeah, dude. What's this flavor? Oh, here's the Killer OG. Yeah, dude, that is gassy. That is super gassy. Wow.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Like Killer Kush, he said,
some people haven't had real OG. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
shit.
yeah,
That's it.
gas.
Mhm.
I love
Those are
this
for
one.
you
What
guys.
strain is this, man? This Thompson OG. Sheesh. Fuck with that. That's different. These are different.
you guys could roll those up too.
Yeah, this is a panic attack. Quickly. Nah, I mean,
So
people
there's
that
still
aren't
good
used to
OGs
smoking,
around.
yeah.
They're still good. You just gotta know where to find them.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. It's good to see it coming back, and it's good to see genetics I haven't seen in probably a decade, where you're like, oh, the real, because like you said, there's different kinds of OGs. Most people who just know OG as OG don't know that there's like the sweet kind, the earthy kind, then there's the gas forward. There's so many variations, and the hardest one to find is the one that punches you in the nose.
Yeah,
You
to
know?
do 20 cartwheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that one.
Everyone's got the one that's kind of earthy and sweet, or sweet and earthy.
Yeah.
You know, hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. I can't wait to see what you guys got going on with some of these OG crosses with the breedings. It's going to be crazy.
So,
You'll find some real interesting stuff.
yeah, we have a lot of good help from, you know, the natives from here.
That's fucking awesome.
That's what it takes.
What else? Shout out wise.
Shout out to Doja. You know, straight up, that's my brother, and you know, I'm very inspired by him. Like I told him when I saw him, like, hey, you know, I'm copying everything you do. He's like, if you're copying me, you're doing something right. You're gonna get somewhere.
Sounds like Doja.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But he's my inspiration straight up, because me and him, we came here at the same time. We knew each other. Like I met Doja at Emerald Cup. It was funny how we met, right? I was wearing these 4Thumbs shirts, and he just didn't even look at us, right? So then that was at Emerald Cup in Santa Rosa, right? That's when Sherbinsky pulled up with his orange Corvette or something. So I remember Doja, right? And Doja didn't say nothing to us. He just walked when we said, what's up, right? So I catch Doja at Dabathon because I'm vending there. I'm doing the show. Doja's doing the show. And I went up to Doja like, hey, what's up? Like, you know, we were like, you know, hello, cool. And then later I wrote him, hey, I met you at Emerald Cup. You're really rude to me, right? And then from there, he's like, nah, man, I didn't mean. So ever since then, we just knew each other. Yeah, we just knew each other. And yeah, he had like Mac 1s. So like I was, you know, I know that people had Mac 1s up in Sacramento, but at the shows, nobody knew what the fuck Mac 1 was. I was like one of the first dude to put that shit in the sash. Everybody like still remember us for Mac 1s that I got from LA too. Yeah, from Doja and from LA. Crazy.
Shout out Capulator.
Yeah, Capulator. Yeah, that's my boy too.
The original Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That's dope, man.
Well, shit, man. Where can everybody find you?
Yeah.
You know, right now we have, you know, I have products in the delivery service and stuff. Hollow Tip, they are also in about 50 to 60 stores here in Los Angeles. Killer Kush, he has like 2 dispensaries. Where was it at, Mark? Whittier. So if you want to find some really good OGs,
if you want real OG,
yeah,
go to Whittier.
Killer Kush.
And go for, is that the name of the shop?
Yeah, that's his brand.
That's
Killer Kush.
What's the name of the spot they go to? True Organics in Whittier. Go get that Killer OG, Killer Kush if you want that real OG. And it's gas.
He's got more. So that's just a little sneak peek.
Exactly.
And I would say try that Thompson OG. That thing, I can't stop smelling it. That one is super interesting. Super interesting.
So that one, we're going to probably do a breeding off that one too.
Support Hollow Tips, support 4Thumbs. RS11 Cross is coming soon. This has been a fucking pleasure, bro. You really brought the history, and this has been an episode like no other. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, bro, for everything.
You know?
I mean, dude, come on, dude.
I think we ended off with Biggs taking a nice hit.
Yeah. Should we do this on the behind the scenes so they got to go on the Patreon? Or
and talk about that off the mic a little bit. Maybe we can get them to 4Thumbs to drop a little bit of game on there.
You guys want to see us hitting this bamboo bong? Tell us about this though for a second. You had a crazy story about this for a second.
You know, back in the days, you know, to smoke like tobacco and opium, right? They didn't have nowhere to go to, so they use a bong. And then, you know, the bong is actually supposed to be bigger.
You said this is made from somewhere though, or something?
No, this one's made from North Carolina, and they flew it in.
The bamboo.
The bamboo alone, because you can't get this big of a bamboo here. So the bongs were a lot longer, so they'll sit like down, like damn near Indian style. Yeah. And then the bong is so long that it just goes right here. And then how they'll smoke is like this, and then blow it out, and never leaving the lip off the bong. Yeah, so that's a nice smoke. Like nonstop, train.
That's dope. We'll have to try it out. That's super cool.
Well, we're gonna have to put some water in and get Biggs to
light
off
up the mic. If you ain't on the Patreon, you're missing out. That's when we get into the other stuff.
Come on, man. Get on the Patreon. Support 4Thumbs. Support Hollow Tips and support Killer OG, Killer Kush.
Yeah,
for real. Some real ones out of LA out here doing it right now, and you know, I'm excited for what you guys got to come. And we'll be at the family reunion. Last night with the Hollow Tips gun now.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that thing's
we gotta put some fire in that. You gonna sponsor by Black Leaf? Gonna sponsor with some Black Leaf flower?
I'm gonna fill that thing up. Let's go.
You know,
I got
some flavors or what? Man?
I got some flavors. I think there's some on the table, but
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna fill that thing up and let it.
All right, man. We're wrapping up. Right. You already know it's first smoke of the day. 4Thumbs. We're out.
Yo, welcome to the Diamond Mine. The DiamondMine.LA, California source for boutique genetics. Powered by yours truly, Black Leaf. And you know what that means? That means I'm bringing my best genetics into this. I'm bringing stuff I've been hiding, harboring away, stuff I haven't wanted to let out. We're bringing all that into the DiamondMine.LA, and we're going to offer that to California. Go on our website, hit the newsletter, and see if you can rock with us. Get on board with some of our genetics and change your garden. The DiamondMine.LA, powered by Black Leaf.